or I need a marketing manager, I would have them in the file and say, I will send you X number of resumes, because I don't want one to call and say, we don't have it. Then they say, well, we tried, we're looking for an individual, but they don't have it in the file. So we want as many of these individuals. There's nothing promised, there's nothing set in concrete. However, the opportunities are there, and we are just wanting to network with all agencies.
Very good. Reverend Thomas, if you had to sort of make a wish list in reference to this conference that will start tomorrow, what are some of the things that you'd like to say that came out of it? What are some of the outcomes you'd like to have in reference to this?
You put me in a hot seat because I don't know which way my president is going. But I would wish that we would speak to...
Not necessarily speak in terms of the issues, but in terms of the economic foundations in here. What are you trying to demonstrate tomorrow?
Well, I would say that we would say to Nashville, this is what the church can do. This is some of what the church can do. But that's not all. And I think we have to listen to the words of the Master, who says, man shall not live by bread alone. And I think a lot of times people get mixed up. It's not good for man not to have bread, but you don't live by bread alone. And so what we'll do in the church is as we speak to that whole person. I mean, speak to young girls, young boys with broken lives, and try to encourage them. For instance, if you go to the Urban League and you'll get a job, and if you don't have the patience, you're not going to make it. And I think our world tells us that there is no place for second place. They don't give us credit for being second place. You have to be number one, or that's it. We have to encourage those second place, those third place folks. We have to encourage them that you can't get this thing overnight. For instance, I came to this town, I hitchhiked from Texas with $4 and a lunch. And I couldn't hitchhike through Mississippi because that's the way the Freedom Riders was coming. So I had to go all the way around. It took me 13 days to hitchhike here, eating crackers and drinking RSCs. Now, if you don't want to do the time, you're not going to make it. Walked. People laugh at me now. They said the black preacher driving a Cadillac. Well, they don't know. I walked before I got my Cadillac. And so you have to wait, and you have to teach folk to wait. Now, if you can't wait, you're going to blow it.
And they have to work. There's hard work involved in it, too.
Yes. I don't know if you remember, but the Andrew Jackson Hotel, I worked there 48 hours a week. 40 hours a week for $148 a month. You know, 11 to 7 and going back to school. Now, if you don't want to wait, you know, the key thing is that it doesn't matter where you are, it's where you're going. If you know where you're going, you're already there.
Speak to that, because I think that both of you have demonstrated that our young people do have some problems, but over the last couple of minutes, let's speak to that, because...
I don't think just, you know, when we say our young people, I think all young people, you know, black and white, and I think our boys and girls are being criticized, but I understand that it's hard to wait while you're waiting.
Along with that, as he was saying, you can't get it all today. You've got to take that job that's paying minimum wages, establish some credibility in yourself, then look for something else. If it say that you must be there at 6 o'clock, that don't mean 6:05, that means 6 o'clock. Be there. If it take you doing something beyond your duties, do it. And this is the way, this is the road, this is the way you move up into anything.
I used to hitchhike from White Creek Pike to downtown, walk, and be on time for work. And then get off on Sunday mornings and walk back to the school, get cleaned up, and go be to Sunday school in the morning, you know. But I always knew that wasn't going to be there all my life.
And it's the idea of a vision and a goal. That's the essential part of it.
That's
Very
it.
good. And of course, during this last minute that we have here, Mr. Berry, let me thank both of you for coming by and giving us all of that information this morning about the Urban League. As a matter of fact, I think the Urban League has some official events that will be scheduled over the next couple of months here in Nashville, Mr. Berry, that you might want to say something about. But other than what you've given us, we do believe that it's the kind of information that will be very, very beneficial for all of our viewers this morning. Reverend Thomas, again, the great pastor of Jefferson Street Baptist Church, and we certainly know that you will be commended time and time again for the convention that will be here tomorrow through Friday. And let me thank you in behalf of all of those who do understand the kind of effort that must have gone into bringing this convention here to Nashville. And let me encourage you to tune in again next week to another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.